Splinter Cell, the remake of the original game back from 2002, was announced in 2021 in December. It is now 2025 in December, and we have heard almost crickets on the game. So why announce it back then, which is all weird if you were doing a ground-up rebuild of the game. I'm here to sort of give everyone an update on everything, because it's been a bit of a wild ride, and just give you all little tidbits and news as we go along. First off, it's not going to be like a remaster or a coat of paint. This is a ground update remake of the original game, including by job postings that were done in 2022 and 2023, an overhaul of the story. It kind of makes a lot of sense if you've gone back and played the 2002 game. Although it still functions very well, and don't get me wrong, at the time it was unbelievable for the time. It is very linear to a lot of the other games that Splinter Cell's come out with. It's a bit weird that they haven't gone more of a reboot instead of a remake, in my mind, but, you know, we're here now. I guess they really want to get that nostalgia little crux in there, so I think it's going to run and feel a little bit the same as the first one. There might be some areas and little callbacks under the first one, but I think you could have done that with a reboot. I think you really could have. So it's a little bit, a little bit annoying that I think they go down, studios, especially the big studios, go down this route. But that's just me ranting about it again. It looks like Sam Fisher's going to have a new voice actor. Michael Ironside hasn't done it in a little while. He did do it for some of the Ghost Recon games, which is interesting, but I know he's battled like 3 different types of cancer. For those that don't know, he was the main mercenary bad guy in Total Recall, where there's 3 boobies. Yeah, and he's in a bunch of other movies as well, but yeah, I think that's the main thing that most people know him by. He is now being replaced by, at least in the animation series, the guy who plays Sabretooth in the X-Men film. So it looks like, we'll get a new voice actor, especially if it's going to be the same as Netflix, but sometimes that doesn't always come across. The game won't be open worlds, but it's going to be less linear. It's been confirmed by one of the creators that the game will be won't be full open world, which I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. Like, a fully open world Splinter Cell sounds good on paper, but it could be just a lot of crawling around doing nothing. So I do think maybe some parameters are required for this. Otherwise, it's just kind of like driving around and then being stealthy. Like, I don't know how you would do it, a complete open world game, but apparently it's going to be much more open than it was. Now into the more crazier news. So in 2021, this game lost its game director in David Gravel. Yeah, he was removed or left. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. I tried to look into it, but I couldn't really find too much on it. Anyway, so they had a new game director for what seemed to be this entire time, 4 years. That abruptly came to an end in November this year, which really put the game on blast. That there's a lot of problems going on. The fact that another game director has bowed out of this bad boy. And guess who's back? David I think it's Gravel. I'm sorry if I've pronounced his last name wrong. Announced on his LinkedIn page. He's back to being the game director. The same one in 2021 is now back here. It did have so that's pretty crazy. The game did have a tentative release date for 2026 back in 2024 as well. I would say that due to the development issues and the game director changes and everything like that probably won't be happening. However, Ubisoft in their last earnings call did mention that there is a surprise game coming in the first few months of 2026. I can't imagine it's this game. I really can't. I just think that it's... Especially if you're going to announce it in 2021 and then shadow drop it in 2026, that's insanity. Like, that just blows my mind where Ubisoft is as a company if they did something like that. The game was in development for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Sorry, Nintendo Switch fans. But, it might have since changed to the Nintendo Switch 2. And it has its own engine, or it's getting built on its own engine, so that's really cool. But yeah, that's effectively it. It's going to be definitely interesting. Like, I still come back to, like, why not just reboot it instead of remaking it? That's probably where I would be at, to be honest. And you can do all the callbacks. You can still do all the callbacks and go the nostalgia rise, but then you can do it through, like, a different story. Especially if you're kind of reinventing the story, I find that that's going to be real mismatched, a bit all over the shop. But I know the first Splinter Cell story wasn't phenomenal, in my opinion. It was more like everything afterwards, especially like, I think it's Chaos Theory, was really, really good. But yeah, I found that the first one, even though the gameplay was amazing, the story was still good. I think it was a little bit all over the place compared to some of the other spots. So I'm curious what they're going to do here. Like, I'm very worried with Ubisoft. Like, you know, I haven't had a really good Ubisoft game in a while. I know it's easy to hate on them. I haven't really hated a game that they've come out with. Like, even like Star Wars Outlaws, I didn't hate that game. I know a lot of people did. I don't get why the hate for it. I just found it to be like, yeah, it's okay. Like, and I think like a lot of their games that I play, it's just like, yeah, it's okay. It's alright, it's fine. It just doesn't do anything for me or anything different or anything to like grab me in. And it's just a bit wild that they haven't done much with this franchise for quite a while, in my opinion, because it is quite an easy franchise to sort of get some linear stories going and you know, put a bunch of levels together, have a story that sort of mismatches them together a little bit more like a la that, you know, Call of Duty style campaigns from back in the day, and then Bob's your uncle and you sell a bunch of copies. And a game like this with the stealth mechanics and ways of optimizing the levels and doing things, as you can see, like those Hitman games have still really survived from that. I can see that there's a real like niche part of the market that wants something like this. And it just seems like it's been under-delivered, I guess. So I'm hoping that this remake does quite well. Like, as in a product, not as in sells a lot. Obviously, if it's a great product, it will sell a ton anyway. But yeah, I'm a bit curious. Anyway, what do you think down below? I know there's not too much details with this, in the sense that you know, it's being built for a modern audience from the ground up, is the main line that they keep saying. So it sounds like it's going to be pretty new. But then why? I guess a remake is a reboot, maybe? I don't know. We're really getting lost in the weeds here, but it does sound like it is going to be a bit more of a reimagining of the first game. Which I kind of... Sometimes I hate that. Other times I don't. I feel like in this case, this probably isn't as bad. It's not like doing Halo again. You just need to really differ from it. It can't be like little bits and bobs in my mind. It needs to be different. Anyway, I've kind of rambled towards the end there. I gave my own opinion. That's what we do on these videos. Usually it's a bit of news and a bit of opinion, and we go from there. Anyway, that's the whole video. If you didn't make it this far, hit the subscribe button, because that really does help us out. I didn't make a video for a week there because I was horrendously ill. Yeah, that was amazing. I got some sort of virus. It was fantastic. Comment down below any sort of illness sort of stuff. If you've got, especially like any like get well quick scheme thing, like it's like if you eat the rind of an orange zest, you'll feel better. Give me that, you know, especially if it doesn't work. And anything to do with Splinter Cell, obviously. And hit the like button, because then it shoots it off to other people. And yeah. Anyway, that's the whole video. I'm going to edit this up, cut this up, and get on out of here. My name's Brenton. This is RetalinLive. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. See you. And bye.